back. I hope you enjoyed that version of Hansel and Gretel there. It's quite a creepy story, and it's very different to those kind of sanitised versions of the tale that we see in children's storybooks. It is, though, in its raw form, a classic example of an exposition development resolution narrative short story structure. We have an exposition phase in the novel, which is that Hansel finds out that his evil stepmother cannot or doesn't want to feed the children, and the children are led into the woods, and the children are abandoned, and they have to find their own way back. The development phase of this narrative, where the problem gets worse, is when the children return back to their father's house, and they find out again that the stepmother wants to get rid of them because there's a famine in the land and they can't afford to eat them. And this time the problem develops because when Hansel drops the pieces of bread, the birds eat the piece of bread, and they find that they reach what's called a point of no return. They can't return back to their father's hut. There's no way for them to do that, and the problem magnifies itself when they find the witch's candy bread or gingerbread house, sorry, and the witch then decides that she wants to eat the children. And it's got a rather strange resolution phase, I think, this story, when the children or Hansel pushes the old crone into the fire, and the children make their way back via the duck, which is all very strange, really. This is what we call a classic exposition development resolution narrative. The story exposes a problem, the problem develops and magnifies till it reaches a point of no return. That's the important part, where the character can't go back to being the characters, or character can't go back to being who they were at the start of the story. They have to move forward, they have to be propelled forward. And what happens then is that there is a resolution to the story. Okay, that's Hansel and Gretel. Okay, I've got a couple of activities this week for you. I've got some Camus activities using the characters that you've been developing over the last 2 weeks, where I want you to take that character and develop some obstacles that are going to get in the way of their motivations, or the motivations that you selected. I've got another extension activity for you, and it's a fun extension activity, and I think a lot of people that I've taught this to really love it, and they really get to grips with it. The extension activity is this: I'd like you to have a go at doing a rewrite, a modern day rewrite of Hansel and Gretel. So I would like you to follow the basic story structure, i.e. that there's two children, they find themselves in a tricky situation, that there's some kind of evil or malign influence. It doesn't necessarily have to be a stepmother or famine or whatever, and that the children are led away from their family home, and that the problem magnifies and increases. And I'd like you to come up with some kind of resolution. So put your thinking caps on and have a little bit of a think about how you can create a version of Hansel and Gretel. Good luck with that, and I shall see you next week when we will be looking at some less obvious tactics that authors take when they are looking at story structure. Good luck with the writing activities, and I look forward to your submissions. Bye bye!